There are more people than ever moving to Georgia, and for good reason. Today, we're going to talk about the biggest mistakes we see buyers making when they move here. And with a little bit of planning and preparation, you can avoid these and save a ton of money and a ton of stress. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel where we love Georgia, Atlanta, and the people, places, and properties that make it great. I'm Stephanie and I'm a real estate broker. I have lived here for over 20 years and I'm excited to talk to you about this topic. So let's dive right in. In Georgia, you'll be able to find what you're looking for. You just don't want to make the mistake of picking the wrong location. So make sure you get that right first. It's very easy to change the color of a house, maybe add some wood floors, perhaps even a screen porch, but it's impossible to change the location. So you want to make sure that you get that right. You want to make sure that it meets your needs. So if it's important to you to have great walkability, for instance, you leave your front door, you can take a couple steps to your favorite coffee shop, maybe grab a bite to eat, and then also, take your favorite spin class or yoga class all within a short radius of your home, then make sure you find a house that meets those needs. If that's not what you want and you don't want to see a neighbor for miles, Georgia has that to offer too. So you just want to make sure you get that location right. After all, location is everything. If we've learned anything coming out of a crazy market of multiple offers, fewer homes than buyers, it's to be prepared. Gone are the days of the quick pre-qualification letters where you simply go online, input your data, and outspits a pre-qual letter. Nowadays, you need the full approval to be competitive. And what that means to get an approval letter is that your lender will take you all the way through underwriting. So there are no surprises for you. And then you'll be that much more competitive with your offer for a home. Also coming out of this market that we've all been in, we saw lots of buyers waiving home inspections. This is not a place to save money and not something that you need to do anymore to be competitive in an offer. A home inspection will likely cost you between $400 and $600, perhaps a little bit more if you've got other things to inspect, such as a septic system, maybe a pool or something like that. It's not a place you want to skimp. You want to get someone very experienced to handle your inspection, and especially if you don't live in the area. It's not like you know a ton of contractors to help you out if there was a surprise at your home. Let's get that information up front to make sure you know the home well and you know the home that you're about to purchase. Another mistake that we found many make is buying a home unseen. And we get it. In the last year, we've seen more of that than we have ever seen. And what that means is a lot of buyers never stepped foot on the home they were purchasing until the day of closing, or many times even weeks after that. They'd see the property for the first time with their agent, probably through a FaceTime call, and make the decision from there. There simply wasn't any time to handle it any differently to be competitive and secure a home. But now there is that time. Make the effort, book the trip, come see the house. It's your biggest purchase. You do not want to miss out on seeing a home and making sure it's the right decision for you. Another way to protect yourself is to have some due diligence. Fly out during due diligence to make sure it's everything that you dreamed it would be, and possibly even more than what you saw in your FaceTime call with your agent. If you simply cannot be there, we get it, it happens. You don't want to miss out on the house. Perhaps you have a family member nearby, or maybe a friend or colleague that could come just to be that extra set of eyes for you and just give you that 100% satisfaction that you are making the right decision. We have a lot of buyers moving to Georgia that just want to focus on new construction. And we get it. There's nothing better than moving into something brand new that nobody has lived in but you. But that said, you are missing a huge opportunity. There are some fantastic resale properties. Not to mention the challenges we've had in the past year with new construction as far as rising costs of materials, delays. We have a client right now moving here from South Dakota that has had some challenges because of appliances not being in time. In fact, the builder's response to this is let's just put some dummy appliances in there and change them out later. And the delays aren't happening with every single builder. We've had plenty that have closed on time. But my point is, you don't want to perhaps miss the perfect home for you just because it's not new construction. I know you don't know contractors here, and I know that can be overwhelming. But if you just need to paint a room, you need some carpet, or even if you need bigger jobs where you need to blow out some walls just to make the home yours, but it's in the great location right down from the school you want to be at for your children, don't rule it out. Like we've been talking about, there's so many wonderful places in Georgia that you could end up. What we don't want to see happen is you make the wrong choice, like we talked about as far as location goes. Just do your research. There's been far too many people that haven't taken the time. And one thing that we recommend to everybody is plan a trip to your key cities, spend some time. You're willing to spend possibly years of your life in one of these cities. So what's a weekend to just make sure that you get that location right? So what's a couple of days to drive in or fly in and spend a few days enjoying everything the area has to offer? Then you'll make sure you get it right and you don't call me a year later wanting to move. But we'd rather see you make the perfect choice to begin with. It's really easy to get overwhelmed in the whole process. But what you want to stay true are your needs versus your wants. For example, you might find the most beautiful home ever. It's so perfect. It even has a swimming pool that you've always wanted for your family, but it's simply not in the right spot. It's way too far from the airport and you know you're going to need access to the airport for your job. Or perhaps it's not in the most desirable school district that you were hoping for your kids. Or perhaps you really wanted to have that owner's suite on the main level, but the house is really nice. It's in the district you want, but all the bedrooms are upstairs. So you'd have to do those stairs, umpteen times a day. So my point is, stay true to those things that you must have with your next home. There's definitely things you're gonna need to compromise on, but make sure it's not one of your needs. Something that I have seen play itself out over and over again in the over 20 years that I've sold real estate is the unwillingness to compromise. And that could be on a seller's part or a buyer's part, sometimes even the real estate agent's part. But my point to you today is you need to be willing to compromise. There's gotta be some common ground that we can find. Now, of course, there could be big issues that we cannot overcome. There could be structural issues that you don't want to take on, and I am not here to tell you you should take that on. I am just here to say there are some things that are very minor in the grand scheme of buying a home in another state that you may want to compromise on. Enlist a good professional that can help you think through these things, that has resources at their disposal, that can also help see things from other viewpoints that you may not know right offhand. And last but not least, do not go this process alone. You don't live here. Let the experts handle it. Let the people that know the ins and outs of this market be of service to you. It is a lot to move from out of state and into Georgia and into anywhere for that matter. But you want to have somebody on your side that knows the ins and outs in the market, knows properties that aren't on the market yet that could be the perfect home for you. Most likely, you're not going to have to pay for a buyer's agent anyway to represent you. So why wouldn't you have someone on your team? This is not a do-it-yourself project. This is your life we're talking about. Let's make sure we get it right. Recently, we worked with a wonderful family that was relocating here from New Jersey. They tried to go it alone. They did the right thing. They came to the area. They kind of narrowed down where they wanted to be and the kind of house that would fit their needs. But they didn't find anything that they wanted or that worked for them. They were really worried that it was going to be months before they found something that would meet their needs. A friend of theirs told them to call me, and I, of course, was really happy to talk to them. They were making their drive back to New Jersey, and we had a great conversation. And I knew of a home that sounded exactly like what they were looking for, just because I'm in the market all the time. They had a family member, luckily, that lived nearby, so I met them at the house that afternoon. Now, albeit they are still driving to New Jersey, so we were FaceTiming them at the house. Their family member is there, and together, they were like, this is the house for us. Now, the challenge was the house did need some work. It had great bones. It needed a lot of updating. So their biggest concern was, who am I going to use to be able to do these updates? How much is it going to cost? Are we going to be way over budget? I need to be in this house, by a certain time. So we were able to help get our contractor over there the very next day during due diligence. And he was able to price out everything that they wanted and start on the projects immediately after closing. It all came together great. So the moral of the story is, don't go it alone. Real estate agents are there for a reason. Use us. We would love nothing more to get you the perfect house for your family. We hope you found this episode helpful and that you were able to take away some great information to help you with your move to Georgia. We are here to help. We are here to serve. And we are here to help you save money. If you'd like some more information, please feel free to reach out to our team. We would love to help you. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. We are always adding new information about wonderful areas to visit, neighborhoods you got to check out, and of course the small businesses that we all know and love. Hope to see you soon.